Hi, welcome to Rum and Tings, where we drink rum and talk about things. My name is Lana.
And I'm Mr. X.
And today our guest is
Brittany.
Make sure to like and subscribe and comment below. Our topic today is prenuptial agreements. Is it entering a marriage with the thinking that it's going to end?
Alright, so first question to ask is what is a prenuptial agreement? Prenuptial agreement is just it's a formal contract that two parties do that agree to certain terms in the instance of that the marriage had dissolved, i.e. for they both go to two different directions. Now, me personally, I believe that there's nothing wrong with a prenuptial agreement because, like anything, you get insurance for it just in case. Nobody drives around without insurance.
Well,
Not just because of no law, but if you crash, it's going to cost you a shit ton of money to recover from that instance. So why not invest? Why not invest in something that will save you time later on?
what do you think, Brittany?
I feel it depends. I'm on half and half. I feel like with a prenup, if you're with someone and you're making a certain amount of money and the other party makes less, I feel like it is necessary.
I don't know, I disagree. I think that if you're getting a prenup, to me, it's like you're saying, well, I'm preparing for this marriage to end. So if you're preparing for this marriage to end, why get into it? Because marriage is supposed to last forever. That's the end goal. We are saying, I'm going to marry you till death do us part. It literally says it in your vows, till death do us part. So if you put a prenup in it, now it's like, well, until I feel like we don't need to be together no more. So it's kind of like, well, why get into something that's supposed to be binding and everlasting with the preparations to say, well, in case anything goes wrong, we have our exit strategy. You're preparing for it to end. You're looking for your out. It could be seen as, well, I can leave and still be fine because I have this prenup to cover me. So are you really going to put that much energy and effort into making your marriage work if you already covered yourself to say, well, if it ends, it ends. It's fine because I'm covered.
So it's not that you are planning to leave or your foot's one step out. It's just the point of that we know people do, especially now where the no fault divorce is in play. You can get divorces for any reasons. Back in the day, you couldn't do that unless you had a legit reason. You cannot sever this. So if now that they can leave me for no other reason, now my stuff is in jeopardy. As my stuff is in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Then on top of that, we're not even just including alimony. Now I have to compensate you on top of that, losing half my shit. And let's keep it real. They can't physically split a house in half. I have to sell my shit. Then now I'm out of a house, especially when I got this before you.
I don't know. I feel like whatever you have before, then that's a bit of a tricky situation for me. Because like if I came into this marriage with 10 properties, right? And then after we get married, we acquire 10 more properties. Now what I have before you, that's a little bit different. But what we have gained together in this marriage is us. Because there is no guarantee that you would have gotten those 10 properties without me, without my input, without my help. So I just feel like prenups are it's like you're preparing your exit strategy. You are saying the death do us part. I don't like that part, but let's say
I may have to kill you to protect my stuff. It's an option now.
I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. It's like you're preparing your exit strategy.
So let's keep it real here. You got health insurance, correct?
I don't.
Do you plan on getting sick?
I mean, that's questionable.
Nobody plans to get sick, but it's a possibility that you're going to get sick. Mm-hmm. So is a behoove of you, military term, that you will get insurance just in case. Now, why why plan for the worst in other areas, but not in there, not in this right there? And let's be honest, y'all gonna split this bullshit talking about, I'm not gonna take you half of your stuff if we break up. I'm not about that. I'm a strong, independent woman. Bullshit. When a woman's angry, she gonna do whatever she needs to do to hurt you.
Then don't make her angry.
I'm not sure to say that.
Don't make her angry.
She'll do anything that she needs to hurt you. So she's preparing that in the beginning by signing this prenup and let's do this prenup thing. It's there. That's the worst right there. So you already know.
No, if we sign a prenup on there for it, it's so that, hey, if we split up, like, prenups can have many terms put it into it. It can have clause that void it, or if something goes wrong, you get a stipulation or something. But if there's no prenup, by law, you are guaranteed 50% of everything. No, so all you have to do is you can come in with nothing. And let's say if you come in with nothing, that just means I'm loving you for you, not your stuff.
Yeah.
Now, we go past 91 days of after we get married. There's no more annulment. So now, by law, I'm required to give you 50% of my shit. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, that also comes to, do you trust this person enough to know that they are with me because they love me and not because of what they can acquire from me through a divorce?
So we can be real. I do trust you, babe. But I don't trust you when you're angry.
Don't make me angry.
Yeah. Okay. So who gets divorced for fun? Oh, let's get divorced. Oh, let's go cool. All right, dog. Deuces.
Well, I mean, there is a reason why. I mean, let's be honest, right? We're getting divorces come from infidelity, financial issues. Those are the two main causes for divorce, right? So if you don't cheat and we work through financial issues or don't have any financial issues, then why are we getting divorced?
But don't forget that, hey, even if let's even put the shoe on your foot. You're the one with the assets.
Correct.
We had no prenuptial agreement.
Correct.
And I cheat. I can still get half of your stuff. So at that point, when I'm leaving with half your house, don't you wish you had a prenup?
I would not marry a man that is in his character to then cheat on me and then take half my shit.
So, but you say people don't cheat?
I'm not saying people don't cheat, but it's about the fact that if you do it and then you purposely divorce me to take half of my stuff, that plays into your character.
It's with the fact of that's right there. Even though I flip the script, that's the reality of a lot of men experience. That literally is the reality. He can be genuinely in it, and may not see the red flags, which is clearly his fault. But does that mean he deserves to lose half? Just because she faked her way through it just to get what she wants. And I eventually catch it, you're not here for me, and I want to end this, and I have to give you half.
This just sounds like a business contract agreement that's going sideways, so you're trying to protect yourself.
But that's what marriage is. People try to pretend like it's all love. It is a business agreement, because if it was not a business agreement, why is the courts involved?
I disagree, because the government courts get involved when it comes to your kids, right? If you're taking care of your kids or not. Is that a business agreement?
It's not, well, let's be specific. It's not considered a marriage, and especially in American society, unless the courts are involved. Meaning, we both sign on the dotted line. Because you're not married when I talk to the pastor and we both say I do. No, the marriage officially starts when you file for the marriage certificate. Originally, that came into play back in the day when they did not like black men marrying white women. So that they used that to keep them from getting married. That it became the general system. of it.
I just don't like the thought. I think that when you put business and we have to protect ourselves and these assets and this and that, you're taking away from the true meaning and definition of marriage, right?
Can we switch it up a little bit? I feel like it can kind of help as well. Say we have this prenup prior that you and we signed and we agreed to it. That'll probably keep us together, because damn, if I leave Tom, I'm gonna have to give Tom half of everything that I own. So let me just try to make it work with Tom. Maybe that would help to keep the relationship going. You see where I'm going with that?
You are 100% correct, because when in doubt, men do not benefit from marriage, from the stereotypic standard of how marriage usually is 9 times out of 10. A woman is marrying a guy who's at her level or better. So, and women do not tend to, most of the time, do not marry somebody who is subpar from them. Meaning, you eat at Red Lobster and all he can afford is McDonald's. They usually do not pair up.
Not necessarily.
So it's usually the flip of it. I'm coming in taking care of it. You eventually you get into the feminine role. You take care of the household. So I'm not looking at you for your financial things. That's kind of how the Christian way of it. I take care of the living and you come in. Now, if you can leave for whatever reason, just because you get unhappy or not, if the prenuptial agreement is in place, you're less reluctant as the woman, or vice versa, to leave, because you know there's no safety net where I can just leave and take his stuff. You have to think about this versus that, hey, you get upset and you just like, fuck this, I can do better. Or caveat, it's nothing malicious. There's some dark times in the relationship, meaning he has to work extra time, you're getting neglected, and some slick motherfucker just comes in, hey, baby girl, I got you, baby girl.
I can do that.
Then you fall for that, because some people got slick of tongue, and you fall for that and decide to leave. Now you leave with this guy. Now you just did not leave me. You taking my shit too to another nigga, bitch, you gonna die.
That, I don't know, that also plays into the part of, marriage and your expectations and what's your view, how you view marriage. Because in my culture, the way you view marriage is it's a duty, right? Just like you wake up every morning and you go to work, marriage is a duty. You wake up every morning and you are married. You do your duty. You fulfill your duties within that marriage, and they both play a part. Wife does her duties, husband do their duties, and that's just how it works. There is no, I could probably marry him and see if I could get like a bag from him, or maybe I'll marry her and see if I can get. There is not supposed to be any malicious anything going into. Not saying that it cannot never develop, but when you go into a marriage, it's supposed to be on pure intentions to say, I love you. We can work together. There is something in you that I, love. We can work together, and I want to be with you. Not to say I want to be with you saying, well, if I stay with him, I can live in this condo, but if I stay by myself, I'm going to live in a projects.
Okay.
That,
You have to be realistic.
But
everybody's on their city girl thing.
But don't like the great philosopher Charles Gambino. He said this clearly thing. This is America. He said this thing. This is America. Don't catch me slipping, ho. That he said it for a reason. Cause this America, point blank, is so right. It's the standards change constantly, and things got worse throughout the time. Marriage rates, the percentage of divorces is at all-time high. In the black community, it is extremely high, and they leave. And now because of no fault, you can leave for whatever reason, and completely sever. It's one thing if you can still leave each other, but you will still be legally married until you meet certain criterias. They even back in the really old times when I forgot the king. I'm not good at history. When he wanted divorce because he cannot get a son. They said no, that is not a sufficient reason.
I think now.
So it could not end. Now you can do whatever the fuck you want, and hey, it's okay.
I think there's some clause there too, because if you're with someone for a certain amount of years and you guys establish a certain amount of things, there is some type of mediation you have to go through before you can just break that marriage off. So there is a brick wall there as well.
They will ask you to do as much as you can, therapy and all this other stuff before you can just dissolve the marriage. It has to be you have to have done everything you can.
Okay, but just because there's a lot of light with other people, you can't excuse the darkness in people.
Well,
because the darkness of no matter how much clause there are, and don't forget during that whole time frame of hey, it's the judge saying work it out, and I am the breadwinner. Who the fuck's paying for your lawyer? Me. So on top of losing half my shit, I'm losing a quarter of my income on top of that, paying for a lawyer for you. I'm paying a lawyer to help you take half my shit.
That's why we have the prenup, because in the back burner, you know that's there. So if I do X, Y, Z, there is repercussions of that.
Yes, I'm for that. We even have the sorry to interrupt you. We even have the Janet Jackson or whatever the hell that lady is. They had a prenuptial agreement. She had to stay married for 3 years for her to get something from that marriage. She married a billionaire, someone who made significantly more money than she had. She stayed married for 3 years and 1 month, then left with a $5 million check. On top of that, she had his kid, so he's paying child support on top of that. So imagine if they did not have a prenup, he lose half his stuff.
I think that comes from, and don't get mad at me, I think it comes from the fact that Americans are kind of selfish.
We are.
And they do think more of what you can do for me rather than what I can do for you and what we can do together. So they get into a relationship saying, well, what can you do for me? And when you stop being able to do that, then it's time for me to go. That selfishness is not good for a marriage. You cannot get into a marriage thinking selfishly. You can't get into a marriage and say, well, I'm marrying him because he can pay my bills. And then once he can't pay my bills, it's like, well, you know what? I'm unhappy now because you are able to pay this, and that, and I have to work and do it myself, and I could just find another man to do it. You cannot be selfish in a marriage. It's selflessness. You have to put the other person first. You do your duty. You get married, you do your duty. You do your duty, I do my duty. We're both feeding into each other. I'm going to make sure you're good. You're going to make sure I'm good. Guess what? We're both reciprocating the energy. We're still going to be fine at the end of the day because we are being selfless.
So a prenuptial agreement is being selfish?
Yes.
How so? It's precautionary. So you buy health insurance for us. I'm being selfish. You're being selfish. You making me spend money monthly just in case you get sick. You're being selfish.
No, it's more so like you know that in your mind that this person, you don't in the back of your mind, that little thing in the back of your mind that this person is really using you for what you bring to the table.
But don't forget
that has to be a conscious thing for you you even think about a prenup. In the back of your mind, that still has to be a thought like this person is using me for what I give them.
Okay, then that means you're being selfish. Because guess what you ate earlier? fried food. You're being selfish. You should be eating healthy. Because if you get sick, then I have to take care of you.
That is being selfish.
You're being selfish.
That's
Why are you eating healthy?
Seriously?
When was the last time you ate a salad?
Seriously.
Why? When was
Seriously?
the last time you ate a salad?
Yesterday.
Stop being selfish, then.
Yesterday. I ate a salad yesterday.
But to draw it all together, we all do things that we shouldn't do. That's why that's there.
Exactly.
I feel like it's needed. It's really needed.
Cause it's supposed to be just in case. It's supposed to be just in case. It's not supposed to be something you plan for to do.
Okay.
Now, it's not supposed to plan to do. Because we gotta be honest. We can be lovey-dovey right now, but the moment I piss you off, you're going to be violent. And on top of that, let's not forget, society now, they will cheer you on to leave. Nobody will backlash you. Before, when we actually had standards, we had standards.
So we don't have standards now.
No, we ain't got no fucking. That shit changes every fucking. We truly don't. That it changes daily.
I wouldn't say daily, but it
Damn
does
near.
change. I will say it does change, but let me correct myself. It's not just that Americans are selfish. They also have a sense of entitlement. And that also plays a part into why you feel the need to have a prenup. Because in the end of the day, you know that this person, they marry you, now you're going to feel like, well, now they feel like they're entitled to getting half myself. And then the selfishness plays a part to, you are no longer able to provide for me. I am entitled for you to pay for me.
So why are you being entitled for my stuff since we separated?
Yeah.
Why are you being entitled?
Because I feel entitled. Because at this
How
point,
you gonna talk shit about Americans if you do it?
no, I'm not
Hypocrisy.
saying I feel entitled, but I'm saying that is the way that a lot of Americans think. It's the selfishness and the entitlement. Because like now I'm entitled to half your stuff because we didn't work out. Now I'm entitled to half your stuff because you said you was gonna take care of me and you fell short of that. And I'm not going to be able to put myself in jeopardy, my life, the way I live my life in jeopardy, to wait for you to fix yourself or financial situation. So I'm going to be selfish and go find me somebody else who can't. And then
take half my stuff.
Yes, because I feel entitled to whatever you have.
Is there
I'm
something
not saying
in your drink?
I'm not saying me,
No,
but I'm
okay,
saying that's the way they think.
Lost.
That's the way they think. That's the thinking, and that's what irritates me because now you're going into this with selfish reasons. You're thinking of yourself. You're not thinking of us as
but if you're
the
not
couple.
thinking about yourself, who would? Like you have
Your spouse is supposed to.
It's supposed
That's
to,
what you're not hearing. Your spouse is supposed to think of you, and you think of your spouse.
Be here or wouldn't be to that high place you are right now without me. So,
but they at the end, but
we did this.
But here's the point.
So I get half.
But here's the point though. Even though I'm for that, and you see me arguing for, order for that prenuptial is okay. But the first part, let's be honest. Most people ain't have shit to take. You gonna take half my banana?
The average don't have.
But even then, there's nothing wrong with taking. No, but looking out. There's nothing wrong for looking out for yourself because somebody. There's supposed to be some innate self-preservation. Cause I can love you, but and you can love me too, but you should not forget to love yourself. Cause if you don't love yourself, let's say we didn't. It's not even like we have that issue. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna do 110% for me. Now, if you do too much, you're gonna wear yourself out.
That's how you reciprocate.
Wait. Yes, it doesn't matter reciprocate because at some point there'll be times where I would not be able to. I want to. I broke my leg. I cannot. But you're doing 110% nonstop. Eventually, you're going to break down. That is going to go downhill. So if there's no self-preservation, you won't know when to slow down to protect yourself to be able to continuously to help somebody.
Protect yourself from your spouse. You know the vow said, in sickness and in health. That means when you're low, I'm supposed to be there for you. And when I am low, you are supposed to be there for me because I'm going to put you first. And me putting you first, you put me first. Guess what? It's being reciprocated.
I am putting you first, but I cannot lift you with one leg. So if you work too, I did not say stop helping me, but if you work too hard where you got one leg too, we are fucked.
No, because together we got 2 legs. That means we can still walk.
That's true.
God.
Thank you.
No more liquor for you.
Put us together.
Right,
that's 2 legs. We can walk.
Now we're both broke. We have
We're both together.
That's what we have to do.
I get you. That's love too, but we gotta be practical. We both got half a leg, then a little niglet running around. Then what the fuck? That means I gotta hop this way with one leg. Then you trying to lift and do the laundry with the other leg?
Therefore, that prenup will keep us together. Because you can't hop over there with that leg and I hop over here with this leg. We gotta do this together.
Well, we both have half a leg. That's why we got one leg together. Okay? We can hop together.
All right. I can feel that energy.
You ain't going nowhere.
What?
I just think that it depends on the way that you look at marriage. Because if you look at marriage as like, I feel into you, you feel into me, it's a duty. I do my duty, you do your duty. And I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect all the time or we're going to be like 100% all the time. But at the end of the day, I made a commitment to you in sickness and in health. That means that I'm putting you first. You put me first. We're both putting each other first. We are going to be reciprocating that energy. It's a duty. Just like when you go to a job, you don't like your job every day. You still wake the heck up and you go to work. That's marriage. You're not going to like it every day, but you wake up and you do it. Some days are good, some days are bad, but it is your duty.
Well, some days I can call out though.
But this prenup is putting you first because when this relationship goes sour and we both part ways, we already know what's gonna happen. Because I'm gonna do whatever possible. You know how women are. We're gonna do whatever possible to make that man hurt.
Thank you.
So in that case, let's just talk
Yeah,
about the negative.
There go the realness. I'm gonna buy you a fucking donut. That's the realness right there.
Let's just figure it out now.
No.
Okay, so if we go ahead, I meet this guy, right? We get he proposed to me and we get married and I'm successful. He's mediocre.
Wait. When he proposed to you, what were you wearing?
What's your shot?
Yeah, so and then I'm successful, he's not. We're gonna go ahead and get married and things like that. And he said, and I say, okay, listen, I think we need to put together a prenup because I have 10 properties, you have none. I have this going on, you have none. So I just want to protect myself. Am I wrong?
No, it's not.
Or is that me not trusting you?
I feel like it is a lack of trust because, okay, let's be honest, right? If you go into a relationship, right, and somebody cheats on you, that's, they're breaking your trust, right? Now, if you go into the relationship and you are expecting them to cheat on you, mind you, they haven't before. They never have cheated on you before. But you go into this expecting them to cheat on you. Isn't that trust issues? They have never done it to you before. But you are going in saying, you know what? I'm preparing myself for when he cheats.
That person has never healed. I feel like that particular person has some type of groundwork that needs to be established because obviously they've been cheated on before and they are hurt.
But the innate thing is a lack of trust. The fact that you have to prepare yourself for hurt is your lack of trust.
Whoa. Hold on. We gotta pause this mess. So and remember, keep that same energy. So, if this man has not did nothing yet. Nothing out the norm.
Yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're human. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Why do you feel the need to go through this wrong?
That has nothing to do with prenuptial agreements.
All right, no, don't, like, cause you literally, no, it's just a quick side note.
Side
It's literally
something has happened for me to feel, because we have women intuition, we have those spidey senses, we have that something that clicks in our brain that says, whoop, something's not right.
That part that went way up to your brain.
Find out what happened. And we, all females, are FBI agents on the low.
Yes. So you are literally hoping that he
not hoping, I'm making sure.
But
because you have not done nothing, right?
That
so
is
I'm
true.
looking.
But why do you need to? But then why do you need to feel to look for something if he has not did nothing? Nothing's out of the norm. But everything's going good. Then you're happy, go lucky. He take you out. You went to a fancy restaurant. You taste cheesecake for the first fucking time. Then suddenly you're like, I am happy.
Nobody says that.
I need to go through his phone.
No
There's
woman
something
says that.
wrong.
It doesn't happen.
Nobody says that.
You have done something. You did not come home
yes,
on time.
you do.
You did not come home. You always come home, you take off your shoes, and you leave it right there at the door.
And
this particular day, you come home and you have on slippers and you brought it to the room. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Sorry, there's another case of BBC. Bitch been crazy. All he did was not leave his shoes at the door.
But you always do that. So that means something was on your mind. So guess what? Men do not communicate. That's the root.
That is true.
Therefore, I have to find out, because if I ask you, it's going to blow up. So that means...
Or you won't say nothing at all. Or just be, why you asking all these questions?
I'm keeping that same energy, sir.
Why you asking all these questions? Where you been? Why you asking all these questions?
Nothing's wrong. I just put on sandals today. I'm going to work in sandals today.
It's like, you work in construction. I just feel like wearing sandals today. What? Why you asking all these questions?
That something is wrong. This has nothing to do with prenuptial agreement. We know.
It makes no sense. You try to communicate, be like, damn, like, why you asking all these questions? Like, what's wrong? Like, who you been talking to? You listen to single friends again, that. Answer the questions and it would be so solved.
And
it would be over.
What? Do you believe in this, that energy transfers from one person to the next?
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, I'm asking you, obviously there's no communication with a man because it's just hard for you guys to do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe some type of energy transferred to you via phone, text message.
A hand job does just fine.
That I'm going to go find.
Why don't you try some other technique, something? Rub his back. Scratch his head, something.
Even then, no, because if you do that to a man and you don't really do it on a norm, he'd be like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? Oh, you must want something. Sir, just open your mouth and speak. I asked you a question. Can you answer me the question? Why is it always like, oh, why? Like, what's wrong? Why you asking this question?
Because it's always an alternative motive. Because it's always like this. So, what you did today, honey? You never asked me that. So, I something up. I know it's something up. It's every man. There's key statements that we know there's something up. So we sitting there chilling and stuff. You're like, baby.
That's all right.
I can't ask how your day went without
you.
No,
you don't. No, I'm saying when you don't, then you always do this. We know at some point there's something wrong from certain questions. Like the number one question, we need to talk. I'm like, shit, what the fuck did I do?
I promise you. Thank you.
Yes, but there's never nothing positive coming after that.
That means there's a glitch or something's not connecting.
Let me tell you, men are so finicky. You could make them chicken, but you usually make them beef. They'd be like, dang, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with her? She make chicken today. I'm like, it's not even that deep. Stop overthinking it.
Yes, I'm going to be worried. If the bitch don't cook and she cooked today, I am worried.
So she's trying to kill you. Clearly, she's trying to kill you. It's not that she loves you and she wants to surprise you and do something different. It's just, that means something's wrong.
I would be on my, I didn't say I would not accept it, but I'm going to smell it before I eat it.
Oh, God.
Why are you on your guard? You're supposed to be vulnerable and trust the person. Why be with somebody?
Keep that same energy when you trust me and don't go through the phone.
Why be with somebody who you think has ulterior motives? All right? If she just asking you, how's your day been? Just say it was good. If she wants more details, well, did this at work. I talked to Tom, Dick, and Harry. I played at the computer. I went outside. I mean, it's not even that deep.
If that's okay, then why did they do that bullshit where it's like when they want something, oh, hey, daddy, and sit on your lap and give you a kiss?
Oh, God.
Then why do that? They're talking about keep the same. It's like, hey,
And when men want sex, what do they do? What do they do? What do they do, Brittany? The same thing.
Hit the dick on your back.
What?
Hey, it's up. Come on now.
What?
The bat signals.
I cannot.
This has nothing to do with prenuptial.
That's in the fine line.
When I want sex, just put the bat signal up. Jesus Christ.
To conclusion. So, prenuptial agreement is not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, but it's a point of it's good to be precautionary for the worst times if something goes wrong, in my personal opinion. Because times and good things go up, and they do come crashing down at some point. And if you do not prepare for the worst, then it'll be so much hard to recover.
And prenuptial agreement is telling somebody it's okay to leave when times get hard. That's how I perceive it.
Not really, because it also can keep me there.
Exactly.
It keep me there because if I leave,
because you don't want. Yes, but
out.
Your ulterior motive was I was with him for what he could give me, and if I sign this prenup, then I know I'm stuck with this man. Because if I leave, I'm not gonna get what he could give me.
But that's why it's granular. You put clause into it. So if I cheat, you can put clause in that, hey, you get compensated a certain way, or it gets null and void. Or in most cases, if we decide that, hey, we do not want to be together, mutually we're not angry with each other, within the clause of the prenuptial agreement, you can get no more than 30%. You're not leaving with nothing. But you're not taking all my shit, especially when you did not help with that. It's not that I say you didn't value you did not help me in no other way, but how can you take credit for something that you did not do?
I have a question for you, Lana. Okay, as far as the prenuptial agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my thought.
That real
So there you go. That crack is hidden.
The prenuptial agreement. Okay. Oh God, I had it and I lost it.
Go
ahead.
Apparently,
But
crack is very good at erasing your day issues too. Mm-hmm. What's your name again?
The selfishness. That selfishness kicking in.
And that's today's show. We appreciate you viewing. Make sure you like and subscribe, and eventually we'll have a cash out to help us get a better camera and possibly better tasting liquor.
Well, I mean, just drink responsibly, please. We don't need you forgetting stuff. That's very important. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment any topics or agreements and disagreement that you may have in the comments.
Yeah. All right, people. Boom, bye.
Oh my God.